Recently, a friend of mine, knowing the stress that I must be under that comes with change, expressed perfectly how I was feeling and am feeling during this time of transition in my life. Here's the way he said it. What a beautiful ending to an amazing beginning. In other words, when something ends, there is an amazing beginning that is waiting for your arrival. If you don't mind, for the next 5 minutes, I'd like to share with you what my new beginning looks like and why it should actually matter to you. So over the last 13 years, I've collected story after story and had more conversations that I could tell you with leaders in our industry who at the worst times in their lives have reached out for help, support, prayer, and guidance. Now here's the surprising element of all of their stories. None of them, not one of them, reached out to me because they were failing professionally. It was always distractions and difficulties and complications that were the result of their own personal inadequacies. You see, our leaders are no different than us. If we just for a moment, could step into a space where we were vulnerable and emotionally raw without the fear of judgment, we'd realize what's really holding us back. And those are the things that no one sees, we don't talk about openly, but rather they're internal battles we face in our personal life that, guess what? They remain unresolved. My new beginning will speak life in the direction of your personal growth, progress, and development, which will lead you to the professional advancement that you crave. It's time to prioritize becoming the best version of yourself. Guys, I can help. In these 13 years of conversations around the subject of personal development and growth with these leaders I've had, I have learned that most of our personal deficits we all share in common. And here are the 5 most common personal deficits I have found. Number 1, the deficit of self-awareness. Number 2, the deficit of self-sabotage. Number 3, the deficit of self-control. That's a biggie. Number 4, the deficit of emotional immaturity. And number 5, the deficit of moral imperatives. How many of those 5 struck a chord inside of you right now? It's real, and it's time for us to take action. Let's talk a minute about the problems that keep us from taking action. First of all, we don't want to be self-aware because it exposes our weakness, or potentially could. Secondly, we don't want to admit it, but we self-sabotage our own future by continually making poor decisions. Stop blaming everybody else. Look in the mirror. Number 3, we don't demand self-control of ourselves. It would require way too much restriction. Number 4, we don't want to be challenged about our emotional outbursts. That just makes everybody uncomfortable. Our outbursts don't need to be explained, we feel. It's just who I am. Finally, some say accountability is just an individual determination. It's not a team sport. Why would we work together as a team? And now yet we wonder why we lack so much unity. Taking control of these 5 personal deficits are going to unlock endless possibilities for you, your future, and I can help. So the big question today is, where do I fit into this picture? And why would you even need me? Well, there's no doubt in my mind that the first calling I have is to mentor leaders. A mentor is an experienced, trusted advisor. My mission is to empower leaders to transcend their personal limits so they live their purpose out in their lives. I'm going to endeavor to do this in 3 primary ways. Number 1, working with companies to mentor their leaders on a monthly basis. Number 2, do these live one-day on-site training events. Guys, I want to come and meet and spend some time with your team. And the third thing is event speaking. Well, if you have interest in a more detailed conversation or are ready to take action, please click on the link above and let's schedule a call. I want to thank you for your time and interest in my new beginning. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Until then, here's to new beginnings.